Hello, I'm Teacher Ivan from WUNNA Educational Services. You are most welcome. Today we shall be looking at prime factorization or prime decomposition. Prime factorization means breaking down a number into its prime factors. So when we are to prime factorize a number, we shall express the number as a product of its prime factors. This is what we mean. For instance, if we are to prime factorize 36, we shall express 36 as a product of its prime factors. What are the prime factors? Those numbers that you multiply to get 36 but have only two factors, 1 and itself, and those numbers include 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, among others. So in prime factorization, we break down 36 using the prime numbers that divide 36 completely. So by 2 you get 18, still by 2 you get 9, then by 3 you get 3, by 3 you get 1. And now after decomposing 36, we shall have 36 as the same as 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, which is also 2 squared times 3 squared. So we have expressed 36 as a product of its prime factors. So after knowing where do we apply prime decomposition or prime factorization, this is where now we can use prime factorization to get the HCF, because in our previous lesson we saw how we get HCF. That was by using ladder method or listing the multiples of the numbers. For prime factorization, for instance, let us look at how we get HCF of 24 and 36 using prime factorization. We shall decompose 24 by 2, 12, by 2, 6, by 2, 3, and by 3, 1. That is 24 equals to the product of the prime factors. Then let us also decompose 36 by 2, 18, by 2, 9, by 3, 3, by 3, 3. So after decomposing the two numbers, now how do we get the HCF? Remember, HCF is standing for highest common factor. Let us look at the common factors. We have a 3 and a 3. We have a 2 and a 2. We also have a 2 and a 2. And now we pair them. And from there we shall have our HCF as because we have paired them. Now it will be 2 times 2 times 3. This 2 times the 2 times the 2, because they are having the same factors. So we pair the factors and then we multiply the paired factors, so that we shall have 4 times 3, which gives us 12. So 12 will be the HCF of 24 and 36. That is one way of applying prime factorization. The other way could be in finding the roots, the square root and maybe the cube root of a number. Let us look at how we find the roots of numbers using prime factorization. For instance, we want to find the square root of 9. We shall first decompose 9 by 3, 3, by 3, 1. Therefore, 9 equals to 3 times 3. But the square root of 9 is given by the square root of 3 times 3, which gives us the square root of 9 as square root of 3 squared. Then the square cancels with the root. Therefore, the square root of 9 is 3. That is how we use prime factorization to get the square root of a number. Let us also look at how we get, okay, let us look at another number, the square root of another number. Let's say square root of 144. First of all, we shall decompose 144 by 2, that is 72. Then by 2, that is 36. Still by 2, that is 18. And by 2, that is 9. Then by 3, 3. And by 3, 1. So giving us 144 as 144 equals to 2. There are how many? There are 4 2's, so that is 2 to the power 4 times 3 power 2. But remember, we are looking for the square root. So the square root of 144 is the same as the square root of 2 to the power 4 times 3 to the power 2. Then, what you should put into your minds is that the square root is the same as power half. When I have square root, the square root of 4 is the same as 4 power a half. So let us borrow that idea. That means that this is the square root of 2 power 4 times 3 power 2 in bracket. Literally, it's the same as the square root, or this time let us replace the square root with our power, which is 2 power 4 times 3 power 2 power a half. And now this power multiplies every number, giving us 2 power 4 power a half times 3 power 2 power half. When we reduce, you get 2 power 2 and 3 power 1. giving us 2 power 2 times 3 power 1, which is 4 times 3, giving us 12. Meaning that the square root of 144 is 12. So that is how we use prime factorization to get the roots. We can get the square root, we can get the cube root, and so many others. Thank you for watching. We meet in the next lesson.